Have you ever noticed that the people who achieve extraordinary things rarely spend their lives explaining themselves? They don't stand in front of the world asking for permission. They don't waste years trying to convince everyone that their dream matters. They don't argue. They don't announce every move. They build. And one day, they create a future so remarkable that people stop asking whether they can do it and start asking how they did it. That's the difference. Most people want applause before the work. Most people want recognition before the sacrifice. Most people want results before the struggle. But life doesn't work that way. The future you want is hidden behind thousands of days that nobody will celebrate. Nobody is coming to congratulate you for waking up early. Nobody is going to hand you discipline. Nobody is going to force you to become great. That responsibility belongs to you. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is outworking you. Someone is studying while others sleep. Someone is practicing while others make excuses. Someone is building skills while others scroll endlessly through their phones. And the uncomfortable truth is this: the future doesn't care about your intentions. It responds to your actions. You can have the best dreams in the world. You can have the biggest goals. You can have endless motivation. But if your actions don't match your ambitions, your future will never match your imagination. That's why you have to stop focusing on what sounds impressive and start focusing on what produces results. Talking about success is easy. Building success is hard. Dreaming is easy. Executing is hard. Wanting more is easy. Becoming more is hard. And that is exactly why most people never escape average. They fall in love with the idea of success, but run from the process required to earn it. They want the reward without the responsibility, the outcome without the effort, the victory without the battle. But life rewards those who are willing to carry the weight. The people who create remarkable futures aren't necessarily the smartest. They aren't always the most talented. They aren't always the luckiest. They're simply the people who stayed committed long after everyone else quit. Think about that. Every extraordinary life is built on ordinary days repeated with extraordinary consistency. One workout doesn't change your body. One study session doesn't change your future. One business idea doesn't change your bank account. But repeated effort over months and years changes everything. That's where greatness lives. Not in one dramatic moment, not in one lucky break, but in thousands of decisions nobody sees. The world only notices the result. They never see the years behind it. They see the successful business. They don't see the sleepless nights. They see the confidence. They don't see the years of self-doubt that had to be conquered. They see the achievement. They don't see the sacrifices. And that's why you cannot measure your progress by what others see. You have to measure it by who you're becoming. Every difficult day is shaping you. Every challenge is testing you. Every setback is teaching you. Every obstacle is asking one question: how badly do you want the future you claim to desire? Because wanting it is not enough. You must earn it. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Starting now. The future you're dreaming about is watching your actions today. And every excuse you make is pushing it further away. Every disciplined action is bringing it closer. The choice is yours. Every single day, every single hour, every single decision. You are either building a future that raises questions or building regrets that need explanations. And one of those paths is far harder than the other, but it is also far more rewarding. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Your future is not being destroyed by one massive mistake. It's being shaped by the small choices you repeat every day. The alarm rings. You choose whether to get up or stay comfortable. The opportunity appears. You choose whether to act or hesitate. The challenge arrives. You choose whether to face it or avoid it. And those choices don't seem important in the moment. That's why people underestimate them. They think success is built from giant decisions. But remarkable futures are built from tiny victories repeated relentlessly. The person you become 5 years from now is being created by the habits you practice today. Not your intentions, not your promises, not your excuses, your habits. Read that again. Because many people spend years waiting for motivation. They're waiting to feel inspired. They're waiting to feel ready. They're waiting for the perfect moment. And while they're waiting, life keeps moving. The truth is that motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll have it, many days you won't. The people who win are not the people who always feel motivated. The people who win are the ones who keep moving when motivation disappears. That's where the real battle begins. Anybody can work when they feel excited. Anybody can chase a goal when everything is going well. Anybody can stay committed when results are showing up. But can you keep going when nobody notices? Can you keep going when progress feels invisible? Can you keep going when you're tired? Can you keep going when you fail? Because that's the version of you that determines your future. Not the motivated version, the disciplined version, the version that understands something powerful. Results come after effort, not before it. You don't get confidence and then take action. You take action and build confidence. You don't get strength and then face challenges. You face challenges and become strong. You don't become successful and then develop discipline. You develop discipline and create success. Everything works in reverse. That's why so many people stay stuck. They're waiting for a feeling that only action can create. They're waiting for certainty before they move. But certainty comes from movement, not from standing still. Look at your life honestly. No excuses, no sugarcoating, no blaming circumstances. Ask yourself one question. Are your daily actions creating the future you want? Not the future you talk about, not the future you wish for, the future you're actually earning. Because those are two different things. A lot of people say they want greatness. Very few are willing to pay the price. They want the rewards, but they resist the sacrifice. They want the outcome, but they avoid the process. They want to be admired, but they don't want to do the work that earns admiration. Life doesn't negotiate with that mindset. Life rewards production. Life rewards consistency. Life rewards effort. You cannot fool reality. You cannot negotiate with results. You cannot talk your way into a future you haven't worked for. Eventually, the truth shows up, and the truth is always found in your actions, not your words. That's why your focus needs to shift. Stop worrying about looking successful. Start becoming successful. Stop worrying about impressing people. Start improving yourself. Stop worrying about proving people wrong. Start proving yourself right. The people who achieve extraordinary things understand a secret. The goal isn't attention. The goal is transformation. Attention fade. Transformation lasts. People's opinions change. Character remains. Trends disappear. Skills stay valuable. And when you spend years transforming yourself instead of trying to impress others, something incredible happens. You begin to build a life that speaks for itself. A life that doesn't require explanations. A life that doesn't require validation. A life that leaves people wondering how you became so strong, so disciplined, so focused, so successful. But they won't see the answer, because the answer was hidden in all the days they weren't paying attention. The mornings you got up anyway. The nights you kept working anyway. The sacrifices you made anyway. The standards you held anyway. That's how remarkable futures are built. One difficult decision at a time. One disciplined action at a time. One ordinary day at a time. Until one day your life becomes something extraordinary. There will come a moment in your life when reality asks you a question that no one else can answer for you. How badly do you want it? Not when it's easy. Not when you're motivated. Not when everything is going your way. But when you're exhausted. When you're discouraged. When you've worked hard and still haven't seen the results. When it feels like life is testing every promise you've ever made to yourself. That's the moment that separates dreamers from builders. Because dreams are cheap. Everybody has dreams. Everybody talks about what they want. Everybody imagines a better future. But builders are different. Builders keep laying bricks when nobody is watching. Builders keep moving when progress is slow. Builders keep showing up long after excitement disappears. And that's exactly what your future requires from you. Consistency, not perfection. Too many people destroy their progress because they think every day has to be perfect. They miss one workout and quit. They miss one opportunity and quit. They make one mistake and quit. They experience one setback and quit. But success was never about being perfect. It's about refusing to stop. Think about that. The people you admire most have failed more times than most people have even tried. They've been rejected, ignored, doubted, criticized, laughed at, They've faced obstacles that would have convinced average people to give up, yet they continued, not because they were fearless, but because their desire for a better future became stronger than their fear of failure. That's a lesson many people never learn. Fear never completely disappears. The difference is that successful people stop obeying it. They feel the fear, then they act anyway. They feel uncertainty, then they move anyway. They feel doubt, then they continue anyway, because they understand something powerful. Your comfort zone is expensive. Every year you spend avoiding discomfort costs you growth. Every opportunity you avoid because you're scared costs you experience. Every challenge you run from costs you strength. Every excuse you make costs you progress. Comfort feels safe, but comfort has destroyed more dreams than failure ever will. Failure teaches. Comfort traps. Failure strengthens. Comfort weakens. Failure creates wisdom. Comfort creates stagnation. That's why you must stop treating discomfort like an enemy. Discomfort is often proof that you're growing. The gym hurts. Growth hurts. Learning hurts. Improvement hurts. Change hurts. But staying the same hurts too. And one day the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing. That's the day lives transform. The day someone decides they are tired of their own excuses. Tired of their own limitations. Tired of watching opportunities pass by. Tired of settling for less than they're capable of becoming. Maybe today is that day for you. Maybe today is the day you stop negotiating with your goals. Maybe today is the day you stop waiting for motivation. Maybe today is the day you finally accept responsibility for the future you're creating. Because whether you realize it or not, you're building your future right now. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Every choice matters. Every habit matters. Every action matters. The person you'll become is being shaped at this very moment. And here's the hard truth. Nobody is going to build that future for you. Nobody is going to carry your responsibilities. Nobody is going to do your work. Nobody is going to suffer through your challenges. That burden belongs to you. But so does the reward. So who does the pride? So who does the confidence? So who does the success? And when you finally understand that, something changes. You stop looking outward for answers. You stop waiting for permission. You stop searching for shortcuts. You stop expecting rescue. Instead, you get to work, relentlessly, patiently, consistently, because you know the future you want is not found. It's built, and every single day gives you another chance to keep building. There's a version of you that exists only in possibility right now. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more disciplined version. A version capable of achieving things that seem impossible to you today. The question is not whether that version exists. The question is whether you're willing to become them. Because becoming that person requires sacrifice. And sacrifice is where most people turn around. They want a different life without different habits. They want extraordinary results with ordinary effort. They want change without discomfort. But life has never worked that way. Everything valuable has a price. Strength has a price. Discipline has a price. Success has a price. Freedom has a price. And whether you pay that price today or later is your choice. But understand this. If you refuse to pay the price of discipline, you will eventually pay the price of regret. And regret is always more expensive. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, standing face to face with the person you could have become. The stronger version. The braver version, the more successful version, the version who didn't quit, the version who kept showing up, the version who stayed committed when things got hard. What would that meeting look like? Would you feel proud? Or would you spend that moment wondering what could have happened if you had simply been more consistent? That's a painful question, but it's one worth asking. Because time doesn't stop. Time doesn't care whether you're ready. Time keeps moving. Every day that passes is another piece of your future being written. And whether you're building something remarkable or something forgettable depends entirely on what you do with the time you've been given. Most people waste years thinking they have more time. More time to start, more time to improve, more time to chase their goals, more time to become who they want to be. Then suddenly years disappear. The opportunity is gone. The energy is gone. The chances they kept postponing no longer exist. Don't let that happen to you. Stop treating your future like it's guaranteed. It isn't. The life you want is not owed to you. You have to earn it. Every single piece of it. The confidence, the success, the freedom, the opportunities, the respect. None of those things arrive by accident. They are built through repeated effort. And here's what many people fail to understand. The work you're doing today is bigger than today. Every book you read is building your future. Every skill you learn is building your future. Every discipline choice is building your future. Every excuse you refuse to make is building your future. You may not see the results immediately. That's normal. Seeds don't become trees overnight. But that doesn't mean growth isn't happening. Some of the most important transformations occur silently. No applause, no recognition, no attention, just progress. That's where patience becomes a superpower. Because average people quit when results are delayed. They assume nothing is happening. They assume the effort isn't working. They assume the struggle is pointless. Then they stop. And because they stop, they never experience the breakthrough that was waiting just beyond their frustration. Don't make that mistake. The future you're trying to create may be closer than you think, but you'll never know if you quit. You never know if you stop. You'll never know if you surrender to temporary discomfort. Keep going, keep building, keep learning, keep growing, keep showing up. Not because it's easy, not because it's comfortable, but because the future you're creating deserves that level of commitment. One day, people will look at your life and wonder how you became so different, how you became so disciplined, how you became so capable, how you achieved what they thought was impossible. And they'll search for some secret, but there won't be one. The answer will be simple. You kept going when others stopped. You stayed focused when others got distracted. You stayed committed when others got comfortable. You built while others talked. And that is how remarkable futures are created. Now understand this. The world rarely rewards potential. It rewards execution. Potential means nothing if it remains unused. Talent means nothing if it remains undisciplined. Dreams mean nothing if they remain trapped inside your head. You could be the smartest person in the room and still lose. You could be the most talented person in the room and still fail. You can have all the opportunities in the world and still waste them. Because talent opens doors. Discipline keeps them open. And discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build. One decision at a time. One promise kept at a time. One difficult day survived at a time. The truth is that your future is watching you right now. It's watching how you respond to challenges. It's watching how you respond to failure. It's watching how you respond to pressure. Because pressure reveals character. When life gets difficult, excuses become easy. Blaming becomes easy. Complaining becomes easy. Quitting becomes easy. But easy choices create hard lives. Hard choices create better lives. That's a reality many people spend years trying to avoid. Yet the people who achieve remarkable things embrace it. They understand that growth is uncomfortable. They understand that improvement is demanding. They understand that greatness requires effort long before it provides rewards. Look around. Most people are distracted. Distracted by entertainment. Distracted by opinions. Distracted by temporary pleasures. Distracted by things that make them feel productive without actually producing anything. And while they are distracted, their future quietly slips away. Do not become one of them. Protect your focus. Guard your attention. Value your time. Because your attention is your life. Whatever consistently receives your attention eventually shapes your future. If you focus on excuses, you'll build limitations. If you focus on distractions, you'll build mediocrity. If you focus on growth, you'll build possibilities. That's why you must become intentional. Intentional with your habits. Intentional with your goals. Intentional with your standards. Intentional with your time. Because nobody drifts into greatness. People drift into average. Greatness requires direction. Every successful person you admire made thousands of decisions that nobody noticed. They chose discipline over comfort, growth over convenience, progress over excuses, responsibility over blame. Again and again and again. Not once, not twice, for years. That's what makes success look mysterious to people who never saw the process. They see the destination. They never see the journey. They see the reward. They never see the sacrifices. They see the victory. They never see the battles. And because they don't see the work, they assume there must be a secret. There isn't. The secret is consistency. The secret is patience. The secret is discipline. The secret is refusing to quit. That's it. Nothing magical. Nothing hidden. Just relentless commitment to becoming better than you were yesterday. The version of you that you're chasing is not waiting somewhere in the future. That version is being created right now. With every decision, with every action, with every hour. The question is whether you're helping create that person or holding them back. Because every excuse delays them. Every distraction weakens them. Every moment of discipline strengthens them. You are either constructing your future or sabotaging it. There is no neutral ground. Every day matters. Every choice matters. Every effort matters. And if you continue stacking enough disciplined days together, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your confidence grows. Your abilities grow. Your standards grow. Your opportunities grow. Your life begins to transform. Not overnight, but permanently. And one day, when people look at everything you've built, they won't fully understand it. They'll wonder how you became so resilient, so focused, so successful, so different from the person you used to be. But you'll know the answer. It happened one disciplined day at a time, one difficult decision at a time, one act of courage at a time, until the future you once dreamed about became the life you actually live. As this message comes to an end, remember this. Your future is not a mystery. Your future is a reflection of what you repeatedly do. Every day you are casting votes for the person you will become. Every action matters. Every habit matters. Every decision matters. And while most people spend their lives searching for shortcuts, hoping for luck, waiting for perfect conditions, the people who build extraordinary lives are doing something different. They are working quietly, relentlessly, consistently, not because they always feel like it, not because it's easy, but because they understand that remarkable futures are earned. The future you're dreaming about is possible, but possibility means nothing without action. You cannot wish your way into greatness. You cannot talk your way into success. You cannot hope your way into achievement. You must work. There is no substitute, no secret formula, no hidden path, no magical solution. Just effort, repeated over and over again until the impossible becomes reality. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Some days you will doubt yourself. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will struggle. Keep moving anyway, because the people who change their lives are not the people who never face difficulty. They are the people who refuse to stop because of it. Years from now, your life will tell a story. The question is what story it will tell. Will it tell the story of someone who kept waiting? Someone who kept postponing? Someone who kept making excuses? Or will it tell the story of someone who stood up, took responsibility, embraced the struggle, and built something remarkable? That choice belongs to you. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, the future is being built while you're listening to these words. And every moment you spend taking action moves you closer to becoming the person you're capable of being. Never underestimate what disciplined effort can do over time. A single day may not change your life. A single week may not change your life. But years of commitment can transform everything. The strongest people weren't born strong. They became strong. The most successful people weren't born successful. They became successful. The most disciplined people weren't born disciplined. They became disciplined. And they became those things because they made a decision to keep going, a decision to keep building, a decision to keep fighting for the future they wanted. Now it's your turn. Build a future so remarkable that it raises more questions than words can answer. Build a future so powerful that your results speak louder than your explanations. Build a future so extraordinary that people cannot ignore it. Not for their approval, not for their attention, not for their validation. Do it because you owe it to yourself. Do it because your potential deserves a chance. Do it because the life you want will never be created by waiting. It will only be created by action. And if this message connected with you, if it challenged you, if it reminded you of the person you're capable of becoming, then consider subscribing to the channel so we can continue this journey together. If a part of this message spoke to you, leave a comment and share what you're working toward or what challenge you're determined to overcome. Your story might be the motivation someone else needs today. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share it with them. Not because they need more motivation, but because they need a reminder of what they're capable of becoming. Now close this video. Get back to work. Get back to your goals. Get back to building. Because the future you've been dreaming about is not waiting to be found. It's waiting to be built. And the time to start is now.